Australian leaders have condemned Iran's missile strikes on Israel, but continue to disagree on how it should be handled. Leader of the opposition, Peter Dutton, has been vocal in his criticism of Australia's response to the escalating Middle East crisis and has accused the Prime Minister of showing weakness by supporting de-escalation measures in the region.
I condemn absolutely the actions of Iran overnight in their attacks on Israel. Israel is the only democracy in that part of the world, and I think the way in which the Prime Minister has responded or has not responded here has made it more precarious for us here in Australia as well. On October 9, there were demonstrations on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. The anti-Semitism that was on display there that night has only compounded every day since then. The months and months of protests that we've seen at university campuses on weekends, particularly in Sydney and Melbourne, but elsewhere, that has given rise to a level of comfort for these supporters of Hamas and Hezbollah. It's unacceptable.
The Albanese government has not directly spoken on Hezbollah, but has condemned the presence of their flags at rallies across Sydney and Melbourne. Peter Dutton has similarly called the planned protest this weekend, which falls on the anniversary of the October 7 attacks, not a time to protest.
The UAE, other nations as well, calling for a de-escalation. We're very concerned about Iran's actions, which is why we condemn them. It is a good thing that it would appear that the defence of Israel, supported by the United States, has ensured that there is no loss of civilian life, it would appear at this stage. There's been too much loss of life in that region.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong continues to urge Australians to leave Lebanon. Now is not the time for you to wait and see, now is the time to leave. The government continues to work with airlines to secure seats on flights departing from Beirut for Australian citizens and their families. Despite these measures, however, many Australians feel that the government's acknowledgement of Israel's right to defend itself whilst calling for a ceasefire in the region is not a sufficient response from Australia, and we can sure expect to see Peter Dutton amp up the pressure as the situation continues.